superwoman. Woman, woman, yeah, I'm a superwoman. Woman, woman, I'm a superwoman. Woman, woman, yeah, I'm a superwoman.
We are bringing the program to a close. I just want to respond to the lady who said we need to start in schools. Ni nani alikuwa amesema huyo? Aya, unaitwa nani? Apofia. We actually have school children here. Nataka musimame. Kujeni. There is Juma Elizabeth Naliaka from Friends School Tigoni Girls in Form 1. Come, Tigoi. Simiyu Faith Nafula St. Joseph's Girls High School Kitale, Form 1. Kariuki Chantal Kageha, St. Mark's Girls High School Kitale, Form 4. Michelle Achieng Otieno St. Bridget Baraka Secondary School, Form 1. Cynthia Wanga. Mutapanda hapo juu. Hao ndio watatukatia keki. Just so that you see how much of inclusion we have. We have done women, we have done people with disability. We now want to do the very young people. Sawa, with rehab. Yes, ngojea Cynthia Wanga, Butere Girls High School Form 1. Stacy Ayuma Moi Girls School Nairobi, my alma mater. Form 2. Immaculate Karaoke Oletipis Girls School Form 1. Pigieni hao watoto makofi. Can you see this is inclusion? And any other person who is under 25 who is here? Any person who is under 25 who is here? Come, Jackie. In fact, Jackie is a youth with a PWD. Jackie, come. And there is a Daisy. Daisy, how old are you? Where Daisy nimekuona miaka kaa 15. Where ni under 25? Aya, sawa. Sharon kuja. Na nani? You are under 25? Okay. You're 20 what? 3. Aya, sawa. Hao wote, yes. All, hata Cindy amejileta. Cindy ameniambia yeye ni under 25. Good. Haya. And for the ones who also thought that we don't have people from Mashinani, we have brought people from across counties. There is Kisumu. Watu wa Kisumu wako? Watu wa Kisumu wako hapa? Winikime unawaona? Watu wa Nakuru wako hapa? Hawako? Very good. Machakos? Thank you. Makueni? Wako? Kajiado? Wako? Busia? Cynthia yuko hapa. Mimi nimetoka Wasingishu County. Watu wa County of Champions? Sisi. We have imelete watu wa Kwale, Nyandarua, Machakos, Turkana. So please note, we have actually involved women at the grassroots. So this is actually all inclusive. I will now call Velona. And just before Velona reads, I want members of the planning committee who made this a success, even as Velona will give the vote of thanks. Please stand wherever you are. And our partners, they've gone. Planning committee, Beatrice is here. Daisy is here. Please clap for them. Rehab, yes, through Maendeleo. The rest have gone home. All our partners, but utawapatia hiyo asante. Thank you very much. It's been a long time, but we have made this a success. Asante. Velona, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll read the communique first, and then I can proceed to something else. Community Advocacy and Awareness Trust is in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, Global Affairs Canada, African Women Development Fund, CARE Kenya, the University of Nairobi Women's Economic Empowerment Hub, the ECO Network, Women's Political Alliance, Justice Advocacy Empowerment Center, the National Women's Steering Committee, hosted ATUD, Maendeleo ya Wanawake, I apologize. Hosted a 2-day annual Women's Rights Convention that is from yesterday, 23rd, to today, 24th August. The theme of the forum, as we all know, is inclusive governance, sote pamoja. We are all together here. And it has been attended by over 400 participants. That is physically. So we are still doing the numbers, so it's going to be beyond 400 by the time we are done. And then virtually we have been joined by over 1,000 people. We are still doing the numbers. Participants were drawn from various various industries and high-ranking government officials, private sector, non-state actors, development partners, thought leaders, women rights organizations, the media, academia, and grassroots women from Nairobi County and its environs. The goal of the 3rd Annual Women's Rights Convention is to foster discussions on inclusion, governance towards improving women's representation in leadership positions, and to promote the theme of sote pamoja, which translates to all together in Swahili. The Annual Women's Rights Convention was officially opened by the Cabinet Secretary of Gender and Affirmative, of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, that is Honorable Aisha Jumwa. Following keynote addresses from representatives of the Canadian High Commission in Kenya, women representatives from the legislature, and representatives from partner organizations. The thematic areas discussed by the panelists were the 2/3 gender principle, which I think we still need to demystify and make everyone aware, even at grassroots level. And navigating the terrain, that is taking stock of women's political participation, investing in women, disability inclusion, intergenerational mentorship, where we were working at bridging the youth divide, and what we finalized with is paying the price, all hands on deck. So we, the women of Kenya, from women rights organizations, policymakers, government officials, civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, marginalized groups which include youth, persons with disability, and ethnic minorities, and the media, hereby present this communique as follows. We observe and acknowledge that significant progress in women movement has been made over the years, and the strength of leadership displayed by women in the movement is commendable. The collaborative approach and commitment of the government to work with women demonstrated by the Cabinet Secretary of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, Honorable Aisha Jumwa, this one is applauded. The progressive government initiatives and policies that recognize and address women's issues, including the most recent gazettement of the multi-sectoral working group on the realization of the 2/3 gender rule, where Daisy sits in order to build a truly transformative and inclusive governance movement, we must not lose sight of the mission to ensure no woman is left behind, especially at the grassroots levels. And we must harness the skills that lay dormant within marginalized groups. Achieving gender equality is not merely a slogan, but a steadfast commitment that must be embedded within our core values. Gender integration cannot be compartmentalized, and it needs to be integral. There needs to be an integral thread throughout the fabric of all our work. Economic empowerment remains the integral part of women movement's agenda, and stakeholders engaged in this work must continue to be supported in order to realize inclusive governance. The intentional inclusion of persons with disability on the panel at this convention is applauded, and it's a step in the right direction. We note with concerns that the barriers to women political participation include discrimination based on age, marital status, objectification, shaming throughout derogatory language, and online attacks, especially from male competitors, gatekeeping from certain spaces, lack of access to finance, and physical and sexual violence. We recommend moving forward the adoption of broad-based actions that inspire horizontal and vertical leadership for women across all spheres and bridges ideologically contestation to address the barriers that women face. That the underlying causes of poverty and injustices faced by marginalized groups must be tackled to achieve the true equality through building agencies and transforming structures to fight discriminatory social norms. That all women set aside their political affiliations and work towards achieving a 2/3 gender rule. That women in the political arena seek and embrace the history of the journey towards affirmative action so as to draw lessons and forge a way forward. That women leaders in all spheres, including civil society, should engage in intergenerational mentorship to ensure the continuity of women in leadership. That women seeking elective offices familiarize themselves with legal frameworks that provided for in the Constitution, such as registration and active participation in political parties to increase their electability. That women build support for their agenda through more strategic, deliberate engagement with men, as well as networking and building relationships in the political arena, including seeking our mentors in order to learn how political spaces work. That stakeholders capitalize on the ongoing political goodwill of the current government towards advocating for women's agenda. That women should rally support across all marginalized groups, including people with disabilities and the youth, as their collective voices can yield more impact. That stakeholders mobilize resources for capacity building for people to understand the concept and technicality of the 2/3 gender, beginning with parliamentarians all the way to the community. That women and stakeholders should work with the media to amplify the voices of women and their experiences in political participation and governance. That investment in research be made to determine the value of women to the economy, society, and political processes in order to derive gender desegregated data that will guide interventions for gender-sensitive programming. And the formation and convening of a consortium of organizations working with persons with disability to rally for policies and interventions that promote inclusivity of persons with disability. The policy recommendations are: we encourage the government to prioritize fiscal policy that increase resource allocation to sectors that impact women. We recommend the formulation of policies within organizations which demonstrate commitment and inclusion of people with disabilities, such as the formation of diversity and inclusivity councils. We recommend the formulation of early childhood education policies that cater to children with disability. We propose the implementation of youth inclusive policies through approaches and principles of engagement aligned with the youth. We propose that policies that address women economic empowerment be improved to increase access to finance for all cadres of women, including the forgotten middle. In conclusion, after taking stock of women political participation and assessing the state of inclusive governance in Kenya, it is clear that there is need of collaborative approaches to be adopted by women movement and their stakeholders so that we advocate for the implementation of the 2/3 gender rule, as well as rally for inclusion of all marginalized groups in governance. As we continue to do so, we maintain focus and remember the essence of the movement is to leave no woman behind. Thank you. So with that, I would like to take this time to give a big thanks for those people whom you do not see in the front, but have made sure that this event has actually taken place. And this is the very strong team at Crown Trust that is headed, if I call your name, you just stand and wave, that is headed by Daisy Amdani, our Executive Director. Stephen Itiakorit, who has been walking around, he's been our event coordinator. We have Anne Wanjiru, who has been tirelessly making sure that we get several likes and tweets and communications. They are all behind there. Cindy Kobe, who made sure that our guests have amazing gifts have amazing gifts and are well taken care of. Winfred Kimeu, who also made sure that all of us are well taken care of and we all attend this event. Then we have the person who is always silent at the back but takes care of all the technical matters, that is Dennis Mwendwa. And then we have Caroline Mudhoni, who ensures all the money matters are taken care of. She looked so beautiful, and I would like to thank her for attending this time round. She's missed most of them. And then I'd also like to thank myself. This team worked tirelessly, and some of us had to sleep very late. Some of us had to work through several documents to make sure that this event goes well. I would also like to thank the planning committee. Apologies. And Edward Maina, who is also one of us, and also made sure that everything works for us and that our programs go on well. This team is what makes everything happen within Crown Trust. I would like to proceed on to the planning committee, who also had several meetings and within their busy schedules made sure that they have time to make sure that things run well, and they also support us. We have Winnie Maru, who is also from the National Women's Steering Committee. We have Dr. Agnes Meroka from the UON. We have Beatrice Kamau from the Women Political Alliance. We have Jacinta Makoha from Reinvent. We have Isabella Mutinda from Maendeleo ya Wanawake. We have Regina Mureithi, also from National Women's Steering Committee. We have Linda Kagota from Global Affairs Canada. We have Sarah Muhoya from ENA, that is Eco Network Africa. So these are those who attended all the meetings and made sure we planned, budgeted, and also tried to fix in where we had a bit of difficulties. We also had our care team, who are also a major benefactor towards contributing to this. We have Elizabeth Hammond. They have left, but I'll mention them. We have Terry Maido, and we also had Zilia Pondi, and these are people who are also part of the planning committee. Daisy saying Jackie Nekesa from the ministry, and yes. So those are the ones whom we had within the planning committee. I would also want to thank the technical and communications team. This one will start with our event moderator, Olive Barros, who has been an enemy to so many, telling them time is up. We want to thank our sign language interpreters, that is Nancy Njoki and Minnie Mbesa. We want to thank our rapporteurs. They were very silent at the back somewhere, Natasha Chebet and Jerim Budhi. We also want to thank the ushers. I think they made sure you're seated comfortably wherever you are. I also want to thank Sky Media. You've done a wonderful and amazing job. We didn't have any technical hitches, and we made sure we are online. We want to thank Terrazzo New Media under the leadership of Agnes Nonsizi. They did a lot of media mobilization to make sure that we are everywhere in the media. Those who watched KBC yesterday, we were there. And those who buy newspapers, yeah, we were also on Kameme. Kindly make sure that you can also view this online. Then we also want to thank our major hosts here. The hotel, the Panari Hotel, under the leadership of Diana. Diana was all over the place, and she made sure that she met the needs of each and every one of us. Some of us were very unrealistic, but she was very accommodating, and she made sure that even those who were not really taken care of, she made some room, even if it was not within what we had agreed under the package that they gave us. For those whom I've not said thank you to, just know Crown Trust and the partners love you. The attendees are very annoyed at me right now. They're also saying we thank you very much. You took time to come from whichever area. There are those of us who came from Kisumu, there are those of us who came all the way from Coast, Kisii, and Nairobi slums, those who came from Machakos, those who came from Kajiado, Busia. Thank you very much for coming for this event. As always, we are very strong in networking and alliance building. So this is a platform for all of us to come together, network, do alliance building. And I'm also being told I've not said thanks to the band. I had them on my list. It's just like my eyes missed them. They're called the Amazing Band. They made sure they were taking care of the older generation and the younger generation. We were singing along. So thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Always know that your network is your net worth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Velona. Participants, stand up, we thank you. Stand up, stand up. Tuweke mziki. Band, yes. Tumefika tamati, sasa ni kufanya nini kukatika, si ndio? Si tuliambiwa tunaambianga mwili pole. Bas, sasa hii ndio time ya kuambia mwili pole. Tuweke mziki ya kusimama. Ya ndio najua ya kukatika kwanza. Watu Mama Rahab akija kukata keki, kwani anakuja tu fwa. Anakuja na muziki. Yes. Ya kukatika kwanza. Yes. Rahab, hebu dance ukienda hapo stage Rahab. Yes.
Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. There's a party going on right here. It's celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. Watch your pleasure. Everyone around the world, come on. Ooh. Celebration.
Aya, wait. Hold. Oh, good. Aya, sasa weka muziki ya kukata keki. Ngojeni, wacheni hiyo yenu ya ushamba. Mnaona hii generation ni generation XYZ. Hiyo yenu ya hii ni generation Z to the power of 26. Haya, weka hiyo.
Must be crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Hiyo ni hii generation.
Hot hair balloon, like a good as pants. In the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel
Now cut.
Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm
Happy hour, cut the cake.
what happiness is to you.
Because I'm alone if you feel that
That's what you wanna do. Here comes bad news, talking this and that.
Endeleeni kukata.
Give me all you
Endeleeni
got,
kukata.
don't hold it back.
Yes.
I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm not alone if you feel like a wolf without a wolf. Because I'm
come down, can come down. We'll get them to cut the cake. Musiende, keki lazima mkule.
Mwanamke ni jasiri.